Greetings, Internet. It is I, here for another wonderful, exciting entry in Destined for Failure, in which I play Destiny badly. Let's get started. I haven't played yet, so I'm gonna go to the tower and pick up stuff. This is things I finished yesterday. Oh, let's wrap this up. Still doing that son of a gun. Last night I tried doing a Nightfall and I was not teamed with good people and I was spacing out a little, so it wasn't going that great. I'm just looking at stuff. I still gotta buy this. I still haven't bought the expansion yet. You think I would have bought it right away, but riders don't make a lot of money. Well, I'm having loading issues, I see. I'll just start the pretty lights. This is like PlayStation loading times. What's going on here? What is this nonsense? Playing Destiny on PlayStation, which is how I started playing it, and then switching to PC, it was like being given glasses for the first time. No. In memory, it's too long. It's too long, man. I ain't got that kind of time. 15 seconds? Who's got that? Who's got that kind of time? Also, hey, in memory, thanks for joining in. Alright. Do a bunch of crap with the Arc.
Good to have you back.
Oh, did I just complete them? I have a very strange desk. So, I've mentioned this a bunch of times. I live in Brooklyn, so I live in like a small one-bedroom apartment, so size is of the utmost importance. So for my last apartment, I bought a pretty narrow desk. It's actually it's basically wide enough to hold two 27-inch monitors. I would have to measure it, but I want to say it's maybe 48 inches, 50, somewhere in that range. The problem was it had a really shallow desk tray, and I couldn't fit my cool mechanical keyboard in there and type on it, and I needed a new desk tray. And thankfully at the time I had two roommates who were carpenters, and one of them, actually Jason, who was in the chat last stream, Soul Kit, he built me my desk tray, and then he installed it in this desk. So he built me this huge, on rollers, this gigantic desk tray that comes out from underneath the desk that is almost as wide as the desk itself. And it's so far back that I can actually have an ottoman underneath my desk, and I got my legs up. So, I mean, the mic placement isn't ideal. It's pretty far away, and I know I might not sound as crisp as I could, but it's cushy. I mean, it's very relaxing. It's It's a relaxing way to play games. Yeah, but let me tell you, dude, if you're super into PC gaming, there's nothing like mechanical keys. Also, as a writer who spends all day typing, it's much more satisfying using mechanical keys, just on from a tactile standpoint. Yeah, that's also a storage thing. So again, the ottoman is like a little chest. So like you flip up the cushiony part, and I can store stuff in it because New York City, I had like, God, there's no room for anything. And I'm complaining about it, but I also don't want to leave. So don't know what that says about me. Yeah, it wasn't. It was cheap. It was like it's made of like fake vinyl. It's brown. It's comfy. It was like $80. Blankets. That's a good thing to store it for. I got like notebooks and like I have nerd stuff. That's where I keep my dice. It's my nerd repository. That sounds dirty somehow. Nerd repository. I know. I'm thinking of suppository, and that's different and gross, but.
Go ahead. Throw some darkness in here. Don't worry. It's safe.
You're right. That is where I keep all my porn. Hard copy porn. In 2020, I go to the corner bodega and I buy a hustler like a real man. Alright, I don't want to. I have all these extra engrams. So much so that they're flooding my post box. Right, flower? And I'm really close to going up in power level. I hope so. I hope all of, like, the fact, like, if I hear that Playboy is still a thing, I'm like, what woman is still subjecting themselves to that? I feel like there needs to be, like, some crazy feminist takeover of Playboy. Like, what if after, like, the Hugh Hefner estate dissolves or whatever, Gloria Steinem takes over Playboy and turns it into the feminist magazine. I would read Playboy then. That would also be ironic given her career started with exposing like how terrible the Playboy bunnies were treated at the Playboy clubs. Alright, so let's try Night Falls again. Yeah, I'd read it for the articles. I would read it for the articles. Who'd have thought going to a magazine for articles? I'm not bashing porn. There's no porn bashing. But, like, going to it's the internet. Use the internet, people. You don't need to buy a hustler. I'll tell you what. A surprising amount of celebrities have given way too candid interviews in, like, Playboy magazine. You should look up, like, John Wayne's Playboy interview. John Wayne got interviewed, and it was fairly close to his death. And, whoo, he was a racist. He said some things that I cannot believe. Hey, Artistic, how's it going? I've got regulars. The internet, as puppets have sung to us, the internet is for porn. And streaming Destiny. I got really lucky that this MMO is good for... Yeah, they named an airport after... It's Texas, right? I don't want to bash Texas in case anybody who watches my show is in Texas. But... Oh. Well, that would explain it. This is arguably the best bow in the game, Trinity Ghoul. It's called Trinity Ghoul because it fires 3 arrows at a time. Always. It says 1, but it's really 3 arrows at a time. It's in Orange County? Get the F out of here. No shame. Alright, I was just being lazy. Oh, he's using, looks like we got two no, he's using Whispering Slat. He's using a different bow. Oh, it's so sad that I can name all the weapons by looking at the models. That's when you got a problem.
Descend to the heart of the temple. You're looking for one of the Queen's techians. Tech witches, you Guardians call them.
Yeah, both the county and the bike shop. I will make a guilty confession. I haven't watched much reality TV in my life. I watched a whole lot of American Chopper. Like, I watched a lot of American Chopper. I got excited when Will Smith came on to do, like, an episode. It's still the Florida of California. I love that. That is a really great line. I have a lot of friends who live in Florida, and I make fun of them for it because I'm like, my parents are New Yorkers who did the very New Yorker thing of fleeing to New Jersey to start a family. So I grew up in a Jersey suburb. So all my Jersey friends moved down to Florida. I'm like, you went from the armpit to the crotch of America. Like, what were you thinking? They live in Orlando. Why did I do that? Oh, they're thinking I'm a dummy. I didn't even know. I didn't know. Now I do that. What? Bulls. Alright, these guys at least know what they're doing. I don't wanna trash Florida too much. I have family in Florida. I have family in Sarasota. And my grandparents used to live in Fort Lauderdale. I can make such grim jokes. Oh my gosh. I have to bite my tongue a little. Florida, in addition to all the craziness, is also the elephant graveyard for Jews. It's where we all go to die. We feel a calling. We go to Florida at some point. It's calling me. The early bird special at the Blue Dolphin. I swear, like, it's a Seinfeld joke, but I vividly remember going to my grandparents' condo, and in the pool, in the back, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my grandfather's hurrying me out because we have to get to the diner for the dinner special, for the early bird dinner special. No shellfish growing up, that is correct. I was fairly You laugh, but, like, that's my mom's side of the family. It's like a Bernie Sanders style New York Jew. That's what my mom sounds like. My mom sounds like a less grating Fran Drescher. Oh, that's good. I'll say it right now. He was my dude both times around. I had more money in 2016 because I was working in daytime television at the time, so I donated a bunch of money to his first campaign, and I voted for him in the primaries. Fran Drescher is awesome. I'm a 90s, essentially a 90s kid. All my memories are in the 90s. I was born in the late 80s, but like, I remember The Nanny. That was a big deal. Fran Drescher was a thing. She's a smart lady, if you ever listen to her talk. Oh, that's great. A Bernie Funko Pop. Yeah. I won't get political, but it's a shame. It would have been nice. I think my favorite part of the Bernie presidential campaign is when he learned that he and Larry David were actually distant cousins. That was my favorite moment. They're very distant cousins, but they are related. But I mean, that's kind of true about every Jew. Because of us being a tribe and everything. Oh yeah, it's a fact. Larry David, Bernie Sanders are distant relatives. I'll lay one on you. I technically am on my mother's side, I am a distant relative, distant cousin to famous playwright Arthur Miller. My mother knows the exact family tree tracing, but like, I'm pretty fairly removed, but I am distantly related to Arthur Miller. That's my one cool thing I could say. Oh man, they don't care about me. Nobody resurrected me. No, I was stuck in the other dimension. They couldn't get me. That's where I was. I could explain Destiny lore, but we don't really talk about Destiny much on this Destiny stream. Whoa, I died fast. That's what happens when 3 thralls, a knight, and the ogre boss all shoot at you and hit you at the same time. He was married to Marilyn Monroe, I believe. I think he was her first husband. He at least dated her. So, you know, good for Cousin Arthur, I guess. Also writing all those plays. All those really, really good plays that still matter. That wasn't sarcasm. I legitimately... See? Yeah, her second marriage was, I think, to Joe DiMaggio. Oh man, you're all gonna learn this useless fact about me. I am like a repository for just not useful pop culture knowledge. James Droughty? I'm pronouncing that last name wrong. Oh, she just dated Joe? Fair enough. Daughtry. Got it. I can say that one. Like that bald singer that was popular for a hot second. He was from one of those reality show things. I remember he dressed like he sang rock music, but he didn't sing rock music. And as someone with a mohawk, I can take hard stances on that now. I grew the mohawk for Cyberpunk, but I'm keeping it for me. I'm gonna keep growing it out. I've entered my mohawk era. Maybe my midlife crisis is coming early. I'm only in my early 30s. I haven't bought a very long car, so I haven't done any penis substitutes yet. But oh, jeez, yeah. Gosh, Marilyn married like a bunch of guys for like 2 years at a time. I don't know. Look, she was a busy lady. She was an independent woman who knew what she wanted. And it was a lot of dudes, and I can't fault her. There's no slut shaming here. She managed to bang the president because she felt like it. And like one of the few like hot presidents, the ones that wasn't just an old white guy. I legitimately like Marilyn Monroe. She was in one of my favorite comedies of all time, Some Like It Hot, which if people haven't seen, it's an old movie. It's black and white. You should go see it. It's really funny. Some Like It Hot's really fucking good. Marilyn Monroe unfortunately was a small town girl who went to Hollywood, remade herself, and never really fixed the things that kept her from being sad, and that led to pill addictions and unfortunately her death. But she was a very talented actress who was dismissed for her qualities, mostly because she was very pretty. But she had more to offer than that. And it is evident in many of her films. Oh my god. God damn. I'm the worst at throwing those things. Destined for failure, baby. I'm just gonna die here. That's honestly the least helpful thing I could do, but it's gonna happen anyways, because I got knocked off into space, because the physics in this game are such that when a boss does a knockback attack, and you are a warlock, and you are in the air, you are a helium-filled balloon. I mean, on the other hand, I feel bad for Jackie O. Like, sitting there, literally having to sit through her husband's mistress, like, flirting with him, publicly singing the dirtiest version of Happy Birthday you've ever seen. Something to be said about that angle of everything too. This is heavy. Why are we talking about this? Look where you people took me. I have no control. Oh, there we go. Excellent. I got enough motes of darkness. I can go do the next part of the quest thing. But I'll finish this nightfall first because it's a dick move to just bail. And I did that last time, and I felt really bad about it, but those guys were awful. Touché. See, I threw... Oh my god, they want to kill me. Oh, my teammates must want... That was literally everything I just did was the most shameful display of lack of coordination. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was all bad. But in memory's right. I have talked about all those things on this stream. So, yeah, you know, everything's inevitable. I mean, I'm also just, like, half paying attention while I chat with the people. But again, you know, I think I marked this stream as casual playthrough. I think the title lets you know what you're in for. Don't come here expecting excellence. Just be excellent to each other and party on, dude, because that's in the chat rules, because I said so. Now, that was like way before Bill and Ted 3 came out, because I love Bill and Ted. Holy crap. This is a bad night for me, people. This is a bad night for me. I'm not a good guardian. Oh my god. That was floating, like, orbiting rock, yeah. So I'm in an ascendant plane, which is like another, it's like a pocket dimension, and it's all very trippy and space-like. And they have like orbiting rocks and meteorites and stuff, and in between those three islands in that encounter, which is the first half of the boss fight, you see it right there, those things fly by and they'll friggin' whack you. They'll get you good. Why is it doing this to me? It's respawning me so far away that it's instantly telling me you're too far away, you're gonna die. And then it's not letting me respawn. If I respawned here, it'd be fine. This is pathetic. What is happening? Now this is the game glitching out. It's not rezzing me in... Like, what the F are you doing? I'm so far away! How am I supposed to play the rest of this round? Destined for failure. If I say the title enough, it'll stick. I'm just gonna go through my gear. Let's try this again. No? Still spawning me way the hell out of here? And like not near my teammates where they can res me? No, here, we're just gonna keep doing this for a while? Cool. Great, cool, thank you. Oh, these poor guys. Redemption! Redemption! Boss melt! I think they got her. Yeah, they did. We're about to teleport out of here. Ba-bam! So the story of this mission is we're actually the boss we didn't kill. We purified her. This is the boss. Sadia. She was almost corrupted and turned into a Taken, which are those glowy black and white guys. Oh, one of them's done. Thank gosh. Goodness gracious. All praise science. Alright, let's get back to orbit. Get the F out of here. So that was cool. Go visit Banshee. We'll do that later. Because I bet you this is go visit Banshee too. Alright. So Gambit, Prime, and Crucible. We'll do that after. I still have weekly. We'll do... Oh, I didn't pick up Gambit bounties. Bad. That was bad. That was real bad. Alright. We'll do the weekly story mission and then we'll go back to the tower. So this is part of the weekly seasonal event. It's a mission... Oh, this one has Unstoppable. Ugh. Oh boy. Gotta make sure I have a weapon that has Unstoppable Burst on it. Can sidearms do Unstoppable? They can just do Overload. These blue weapon mods are seasonal. So, like, it matters season to season. I think this would be easier. What's Unstoppable? Hand cannons, and pulse rifles. Pulse rifle. You know what? I don't really give an F about the empowerment today. And I Trinity Ghoul. F it. Let's try this loadout. Who gives a hoot? So the story is what's going on this season. This is perfect. The darkness has showed up with pyramids, and that they're bad. We don't like the pyramids because they're full of darkness. And we serve this dude, who's the traveler. He's a circle. So pyramid's bad, circle's good. And we have one of our teammates who's like our goth emo teammate. She's all like gloomy. I mean, she has good reason to be. I can get into her backstory later. But she's decoding messages from the darkness and we're helping her. This is her now.
Do not let them keep us from the message of the pyramids.
See, she's all about these darkness pyramids. I can't tell if the chat's quiet or my thing froze. Because the last thing I've seen is that a giant rock hit me. From one. But it's cool if people are quiet, just watching. No pressure. Oh, dude, that's a great night. 6,000 Lego. What are you building? I love Legos. Tell me about your Legos. When you're not busy building them. Which, of course, takes precedence over telling me about building them. I have a Lego Millennium Falcon. That's all I have as an adult. I desperately want to get the Lego Voltron. But it's expensive. Hogwarts Castle. Nice. Alright. So consensus. We're all still allowed to like Harry Potter because, like, I haven't worn any of my Ravenclaw shit. J.K. Rowling sucks. They never last as long as you want them to. At least that's in my case. I love very intricate, long builds. The Millennium Falcon only took me 2 sittings, which I was hoping it would take longer. Yo, you're right. It was like the Bard from like Beowulf. That's where Harry Potter came from. Ancient oral tradition from ye olden times. The 90s. Oh, is this thing not turning on because it didn't kill those guys all the way back there? That's what's happening. This is a kill everyone type situation. I gotta go back and kill. What is the Stranger Things set? Is it the house? Like, what is beyond the house with the alphabet that Will used? I don't know what they would make. Building a giant, like, Lego portal into the Upside Down seems graphic and awful. Fireball cannon! Lick this bit. I do love the names of the bounties, little mini quests. Oh, that's cool. So they fitted in both. They did the Upside Down and the house. That's good. Because there's not much territory to mine. What are you gonna... Oh, we're gonna do the black void that Eleven's in when she's in the psychic place. Okay, how do we do that? Never mind. We'll do the tub. So wait, we're just doing a tub with an 11-year-old girl in it? Yep, never mind. Changing story ideas. I guess they could do them all. I love Stranger Things, but it gets monetized in weird ways. Like, there's a lot of products that, like, make sense, like doing the D&D thing. That was adorable. I think that's a perfect... That's great. But Stranger Thing Legos... I don't know. Hawkins Lab, that might work. Finally, if they did Hawkins Lab, we would finally get my life's wish of Matthew Modine being immortalized in Lego. Sorry, I just like... Matthew Modine's casting was a deep 80s pull. In all fairness, he was really good in Stranger Things, but like... That man suffered a very bad career casualty, and it's the fault of a pirate. It also killed the pirate movie genre until Johnny Depp brought it back. There's this movie called Cutthroat Island, and it stars Matthew Modine and Gina Davis. I know because I saw it in theaters when I was a kid, and it's a bad movie, and it was really bad, and it ruined everything for pirates for a while. Nobody would make a pirate movie. Yes, it is lovably terrible. I would put it in the same territory as like Hackers, which I swear is one of my favorite films, and I know a lot about computers, and I know what baloney it is. This is the slowest typing Hackers I've ever seen in my life. But you know, crash and burn for life. And you can just call me Zero Cool. Oh, this bit. Hack the planet, indeed. No, that's Project Swordfish is the Hugh Jackman movie. Hackers stars Elementary and Trainspotting's Johnny Lee Miller and one Angelina Jolie, as well as Matthew Lillard and like Fisher Stevens and a whole the therapist from The Sopranos, Lorraine Bracco. There's a whole bunch of people in that movie. Oh man, yeah, there's an FBI agent played by Mark Anthony, J-Lo's ex-husband. I swear, pop singer before he was a pop singer. He plays an FBI agent in Hackers, and he's partnered with Bunk from The Wire. Like, everyone's in that movie. Oh man, I don't watch NCIS. That's like, if it's one of those procedural shows that's on for 300 years and it isn't the original Law and Order with Jack McCoy yelling at people, I don't watch it. And I only watched Law and Order to see Sam Waterston yell at people, because it's really funny to watch him yell at people. Oh, that's so good, this one. Oh, and by the way, it's cereal as in Fruit Loops. So, cereal killer. Like, he eats a lot of cereal. That was the whole joke. And I don't know the actor's name, but sometimes there are actors that did like a lot of character roles in a brief period of time. I'll give you a great example. Yeah, I'm just being a doofus. I'm not that elite. I don't care that much. But they're like actors that were all in a bunch of movies in a brief period of time, and then they weren't in movies anymore. And there's this one actor, I forget his name, but he's in Hackers. He plays Lord Nikon, the hacker with photographic memory, and he's like creepily telling the other hackers all these girls' phone numbers at parties because he memorized them. That dude was also in The Crow, and he played Tintin, the guy with knives who the Crow took his jacket from. This is what I don't know the capitals of all 50 states, but I can tell you all about this crap. Paul Cook, thank you. Cred where cred's due. And then there's another character actor. He's actually really a stuntman. He's basically the Asian tough guy in Lethal Weapon, the Asian tough guy in Die Hard, and Genghis Khan in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's in a brief span of time, that dude was he was the henchman in everything. I'll do a watch party sometime, and I'll be like a crappy Robert Osborne from Turner Classic Movies, and I'll share all my weird tidbits that I know about movies, because I gotta put that film degree to work somehow, right? That good old BFA, worth every penny. Our education system's broken. Maybe I'll do some Halloween themed stuff and watch some horror movies. They got that Amazon watch party thing. And we're all registered Americans, which means we all have Prime accounts. Because we live in America. I mean, I presume most of my viewers are American. I may have some Canadians here. If so, how's health insurance? It's socialized? That's great. It's still not over here. I got political again. Rage Against the Machine. Tom Morello. Oh, I didn't disperse the ritual yet. It was really important that I stood there. That was the ticket to getting rid of that ritual. I love this game, but it's very silly. Oof, I barely pulled that one off. Because there's like good checkpoints, I tend to be lazy with this mission and not care if I die a lot. Lawrence Mason is the actor that played him. Paul Cook is the character's name. Got it. I'm gonna remember that. Lawrence Mason. He's in a lot of 90s movies that I like. Which I guess is an accomplishment for him. I always wonder what happened. Did they just change their minds, these character actors, to do the roles dry up? Because they're still good character actors. Nothing's changed. I bet you he's still great. Oh yeah, it sends these homing missiles, and then I get deaded. But it doesn't really matter that much, because it's going to come back in a couple of seconds, and it doesn't reset the boss. Yeah, I guess. But to be fair, their performances are very memorable. At least in the case of Lawrence Mason's, who I legitimately like his performances. The best part is that Angelina Jolie's character was painted as some radical, but she today would be like just a borderline human being. Like, and she's like a radical feminist because her mom writes feminist books and like women should be treated equally. Gross. Because it was the 90s. Yeah, Patrick Stewart doesn't mind being typecast, though. He didn't like Star Trek at first. He was Mr. Royal Shakespeare Company, and he couldn't have fun. And then all the American actors were like goofing off. They're like, "This is stupid." And then he finally learned to laugh, and then he enjoyed doing all that crap. He loves playing Professor X and all that shit. I mean, beyond old wizard, elder statesman and spokesman for the human race at this point. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. Poop emoji for life. You're right, he's the poop emoji. No, I mean, Patrick Stewart's awesome. He's a cool. It's one of those rare instances where the people that you look up to are cool. Most of the time, don't meet your heroes. Like, Patrick Stewart, by all accounts, is cool. Alright, let's see what this creepy lady has to say.
This message denotes a continued, inevitable movement. Falling would be a suitable translation, though the outcome here is not necessarily negative. The die is cast. As the light from a distant star takes time to reach our eyes, an event we cannot yet perceive has already occurred.
She's talking about the new expansion. We're gonna get darkness powers, so we're gonna fall. I get to attack with the darkness. I'm gonna cast magic missile. What are you attacking? The darkness. Yeah, it is. Destiny has... It's frustrating. There's some really great writing in Destiny, and they do everything they can to obscure it. Like, Destiny has very good lore. If you haven't, you should look at the videos for this guy, Bife. My name is Bife. And he put together like a 2-hour-long video that builds out the timeline and explains Destiny. It's actually really dense, very cool. Like, I like overly complicated sci-fi lore. So, kind of like the gameplay, which a lot of people dismiss as just an arcadey looter shooter on the surface, the story is this light versus darkness baloney. There's a lot more going on. And the dark side does have cookies. I can confirm this because my partner, she's a big fan of baking and the dark side, and she made cookies. No, I haven't seen Flash Git's spoof on Destiny. Oh, was that what I needed? Was that what I needed? It was. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay. That's great news. That's great news, because now this means that when I decode my engrams, they should be at a higher rating now. Decode my engrams. I'm not a Scientologist in advance. That's what they call the little... These things. They're engrams. And there's no thetans inside them. There's just coded information that turns into loot. Before you ask. Because I know you were all gonna. I was right, 1058. That's great. Because I'm not. Now the great equalizer begins. So let's put on all my highest shit just so I can be aware for the moment. Alright, so I want a heavy weapon for sure. Nope. Oh, I think everything's at 1058. Nope, I want a bond. I want a bond. I want chest armor. And I want a helmet. So I just want armor. Cool. Armor it is. Give me what I want. So I'm trying to hit the hard power cap until the expansion comes out in November, which is 1060. And so I'm dropping my engrams here. These guys are at Alright. 1058. And my pinnacle rewards are at 1059. This is good. I'm very close to hitting the hard power cap, which makes me elite Zors, for the record. With like all the Z's. That made me sound super old. Internet's a series of tubes.
Dakota. Hey, I'll think of a real name later.
Destiny's creepy uncle, ladies and gentlemen. No bond? No bond. Gotta love that. No bad luck protection. That's alright, I have way too much stuff waiting for me at the postmaster, and the robot lady's gonna yell at me. She doesn't yell ever. Because she's a robot lady.
Checking.
Yeah, she just says checking a bunch.
Acknowledged. Check.
Alright. I only need 3 at all.
Whenever you need me again, Guardian.
No word from Fenchurch.
Oh, Fenchurch must have found something interesting? That's great. Shut up. Sorry, I don't mean to yell at Claudia Black. She's a very talented voice actress, but she voices the microtransaction character, the NPC vendor who you talk to about microtransactions, and all she does is talk about Fenchurch. And I'm tired of it. Okay? You hearing me, Bungie? I'm done. Bungie doesn't know what I'm doing at all. They don't know I'm here. Which is exactly what I want. So this is Destiny's upgrade system. Basically, you cannibalize weapons that are higher power to like bring up the stuff you like. Oh yeah, Crown of Tempests. This makes my Papa Palpatine do extra damage. Oh no, extends the duration. Sorry, it extends the duration of Storm Trance. This other one, Storm Dancer's Brace, increases damage. This dude. I got all the exotics, the mad exotics, folks. Torque. $10.50, $10.59, $10.58. You're at $10.59, but I don't want to cannibalize you. No, she picked me because I say all the stupid things I say. Mostly she laughs or says I'm weird. It's one of those two. Or the reference goes completely over her head and she just looks at me blank faced like, what are you referencing? I'm not following you at all.
Let's get you back out there.
Cool.
Done and done. We'll be watching.
I can. Oh, finally. I'm gonna put you away and never use you again. You're gone. You're out of my life. Soon, you. Done with that noise. Alright. Now I get to have fun. I get to put a fun weapon back in my arsenal that I'm not just carrying around. Hard light would make sense. Sunshot would make sense. Well, hold on. I want a void weapon. I want a... yeah, I want a void weapon. Where's my, ruinous effigy? I have too many weapons here, folks. It's not on me. Y'all don't even know what a ruinous effigy is. It's a gun. Yeah, it's... they have random stat rolls, and sometimes I'm lazy, and by sometimes I mean all the time. And so as you can see, I have 387 things out of the 500 things I can keep in here, which means it's almost time to get rid of things. There you are. That's what I want. That's the thing I want. That'll be useful for lots of stuff. Alright. Hey, Captain Manic. I just did. You just missed me gloriously put away Symmetry, the pulse rifle, because I unlocked the catalyst, and I am on the cusp. Oh, more engrams. So many engrams. Are they on me? Do I have enough room for all of them? I completely filled myself. That's what you call backlog, people. So I'm at 392. So this is the next priority here. We're gonna finish that son of a gun. So thankfully it's both frustrating and wonderful, but they put the microtransaction store in the menu so it can be accessed at all times. It does mean I don't have to listen to Vendor Lady talk about Fenchurch. So, like, that was great. I didn't have to listen to that. Even though, again, Claudia Black's awesome. If you haven't seen Farscape, go watch Farscape. She's really cool. If you haven't played Dragon Age, what are you doing? Go play Dragon Age. She's Morrigan. I don't know what I unlocked. but that's cool. I got some emote I'm never going to use. Because it's blue. And I only used gold. Because the exotic emotes are shiny. They have light effects. They look cool. That's what my shred and my guitar. Okay.
What's up, hero?
Don't touch me. You're gross.
Yeah. That was made for you.
Don't look at me.
Keep you alive, brother.
Go away. Tess Everest, that's right. She's still she is a glorified welcome sign. Here, let's go see how they misused excellent character actor and voice actress Claudia Black. She just stands around and talks about Fenchurch. Let's go say hi to Fenchurch person.
Eververse has the goods.
Eververse has the goods. That's great. I'll take a seat here, and we'll wait till she talks about Fenchurch. I'm sorry, I'm gonna grab a sip of water. That's what's... You're gonna prove me wrong, aren't you? She does talk about Fenchurch too much. I'll stare you down. Nothing? You heard me bad talking you. That's what it was. I wish I could attack you, but I can't. Oh, that's... I'm probably hearing her less because we have the seasonal event lady here.
Eververse isn't just a title, it's a family philosophy. Always another mile, and forever another tomorrow.
Alright, what am I doing next? Gambit or Crucible? And I did my weeklies for Crucible, so we're gonna go do some Gambit. Let's endure Gambit. You don't really play Gambit, you endure it. You have the wrong shader on. What are you doing? Look correct. That's better. Clean yourself up. Look respectable. Let's change my loadout though. Let's do this because this is not how you would play this. What are my things here? Rocket launcher, submachine gun, hand cannon. SMG, that works. That works. Oh yeah, I don't have to do shotguns. She should have been playing a Guardian. She should have been playing like an active NPC. She's on par with like the other actors that they've gotten. They really did waste her. I mean, if you really want to talk about wastes, so there's this concept that was bigger in Destiny 1 that basically got dropped in D2 because it was completely unbalanced, but the factions. Yeah, Gina Torres and Nathan Fillion, well, spoiler alert, in the Forsaken expansion, Nathan Fillion's character gets deaded. But I mean, like, here's Gina Torres. I mean, there's nothing for her right now, but she's involved in all the plots. But, so they had these factions, and I'm going in the wrong direction for what I wanted to show you, so we're going to go do that. And they represented the like non-guardian humans that lived in the city, and they were like supposedly vying for political influence over you. See, there's this whole meta plot that like doesn't get explained in this shooter, but yes, they're. Thank you, Captain Manic. That's exactly where we're going. Future War Cult. Um, One of the factions is a Future War Cult, FWC. This is their little base. And if you've watched The Expanse, you will recognize the voice of the robot lady really, really quickly, because she's a very famous actress.
I find warlocks most suited to understanding city mysteries.
It's the ambassador lady from The Expanse! It's crazy! She used to be a vendor, but they got rid of.
Prepared and we prepared. An underday war came to the city. We saved many.
It's so frustrating. This used to be a whole thing. You can't even earn this emblem anymore, but I still carry it with me. Future War Cult! There were two other factions. The most popular is Dead Orbit, because it's the goth one. This is Dead Orbit over here.
The orbit takes care of those loyalty.
Yeah. Alright, great. And they have different philosophies and stories, which is cool. Dead Orbit, right? I think all of this shit's getting blown up in the expansion, because they're talking about this, right? I want that character to lose her temper like Aversala would. I believe this space is. I believe we're gonna get a new home base with the new expansion, because they're talking about this. They're taking away a quest that's set in this tower, and they say, oh well, you know that you won't have access to the tower anymore, and I'm like, why won't we have access to this? Well, they're probably gonna give us a new tower, which is great because this is only a holdover tower. So, like, the main plot of Vanilla Destiny 2 was we got invaded. And in Destiny 1, we had this really fancy, awesome base. That's it. It got blown up at the beginning of Destiny 2. And then, once we retook our city back at the end of the main campaign, we settled here. And this is just like a holdover base. So my guess is that when the new expansion comes out, we're going to move from here to a finished, newly constructed, fancier base somewhere. But there's a mission that involves running through the old tower, and they're taking it away. They're vaulting it along with all that other content. That's enough jibber jabber. Let's go play Gambit, and I'll tell you about the factions while we're loading in. So, so Dead Orbit, so the plot of Destiny is humanity got their ass kicked, basically. We met an alien who gave us alien technology. It's that circle, the Traveler, that big, small moon that's very low in orbit over the city. And after we had like a Renaissance period, where we were awesome and we like colonized our solar system, all of the Traveler's enemies, the darkness, showed up, and they really fucked us up. And all of human civilization collapsed, and after centuries, we finally gathered underneath the wounded and dormant Traveler, and built a city. And the Traveler had enough energy in it that it sent out its light to reanimate dead people and imbue it with its power so that it could protect the last city. And that's what I am. I'm a zombie space wizard called a Guardian. And I die over and over and over again, and I'm immortal. And I protect the last city. That's what every player is in this game. Dead Orbit is like, why are we in this? Leave! We need to go. This is a dead planet. So they We're in a dead orbit. That's their deal. There's another faction in the Conclave, which I didn't go to because nobody likes them. They're the worst. They're called New Monarchy, and New Monarchy's whole thing was like, hey, remember monarchies and like kings and feudal society? Let's go back to that. That's it. That's their whole thing. Like, we should have a king. Pass. Hard pass. Future War Cult. Future War Cult believed we lived in an endless cycle of war, and that we must look into the future and discover all possible outcomes for war. They were a cult that worshipped war. They believed it was inevitable. That's just cool. And like, way more hardcore than Dead Orbit. Ooh, I got an exotic. I got a new Crown of Tempests. Let's see if it has better stats. So yeah, they used to have these faction rallies. You used to be able to earn gear that was like unique to each faction, but that went away because it was really imbalanced and they couldn't figure out how to do it in Destiny 2. They are very Spartan. They're basically like, don't bother having fun, just prep for war, because that's all the future is going to be. And they're not wrong. Things are set to get very scary in Destiny very soon. Destiny's creepy uncle, the Drifter, has been sowing discontent for like 2 years amongst the Guardians. And now he's corrupting our goth emo friend Erismorn with the 3 glowing eyes, who we just saw. And they're like in a secret pact together to learn more about the darkness. And meanwhile, Gina Torres and Lance Reddick, I don't know, people would know him from Fringe, I guess. I know him from The Wire. Oh, John Wick. He's like the concierge at the hotel in the John Wick movies. He voices one of the big NPCs in this game too. They're all like, don't use the darkness at all. And creepy uncle here is like, nah. See, what we need to do. What we need to do is use the darkness. Because the only way to fight heroin is with more heroin. But we're gonna get cool ice powers, so, you know, embrace the dark side, everyone. He is Zavala, correct. I didn't want to just throw names around. He is the Titan Vanguard. Melted. Oh man, they're doing so much lore. The Drifter is very connected to the 9. Oh, I dropped so many motes. That's so sad. The current dungeon prophecy is from the 9. As a matter of fact, if you see, my ghost has the 9 markings. A little hologram projection, which I unlocked this season. They have a second emissary. We learned more about Zur, the weekly exotic vendor that shows up on the weekends. Zur was basically the 9's first attempt to make an ambassador to contact us. And they didn't quite do a good job because he's really weird and creepy and like has the tentacles for a face. So they tried again. And the second time they tried, there's this other character who was a former Guardian, who basically left the Guardians and became a servant of the Nine. And she's connected to the Drifter. Unfortunately, the Drifter is really important for all the terrible things that are about to happen. And unfortunately, he may be right about some things. That's what's going to make me really angry. But I just can't abide his creepy uncleness. So we still don't quite know what the Nine are, other than that they are paracausal entities that are deeply concerned with our actions. They might be the architecture of Nine-based stuff would suggest that they are related to the darkness and the light, to the Traveler and the pyramids. But that connection is, as of now, it's unproven, and it's speculation on my end. But when I'm not in Gambit, I can show you I have some pretty cool Nine-themed armor that I got from the new dungeon. Beyond Light, they are starting to tie things together. So, like, this current season, Season of Arrivals, and Shadowkeep, really this whole year, the expansion that came out last October, Shadowkeep, really, like, it brought a pyramid to the moon and made the darkness show up for the first time, and now they're actively invading 4 planets, which happen to be all the planets that are getting vaulted. And we're like, there's a side plot where we're evacuating those planets right now. It would be moving at a faster pace, but they delayed the release because of COVID, because life happens. Unfortunately, it was supposed to come out in early October. So the meta plot was supposed to, like, play out faster. So we've only done one evacuation quest, and we're waiting for the next one, but it should be coming soon. Oof. I didn't even realize I was invaded. 1058. Wow. Identical numbers, both at 60, but we'll see what the spread is, where those stats are allocated on my new Crown of Tempests. Of which, yes, I only need one of, because I only have one Warlock. There are two different, there are a couple different philosophies for playing this game. There are people who play all 3 classes all the time, and I don't know how they are alive. There are people like me who focus on one of the character classes, Warlock, but I have all the other ones and I dabble with them. And then there are people who want to get really good and unlock as much gear as they can for one class, so they make duplicates. So there'll be someone with like 3 Warlocks, because they want to triple their chances for getting Warlock gear that week. Which I'm also like, it's the same question. How are you alive? This is one of the grindiest games that ever used the grind, and like, that takes, effort. Really. It takes a lot of effort. Oh my god. If we could stop getting killed by invaders, that would be cool. Mosh Brotato. He's a moshing brotato.
Your life reading's off the charts. Tear the primeval to pieces. Portal's ready.
Son of bitches! Kill you all!
Your allies invaded. Invaders
Drink your blood! Those blockers are really messing me up right now, man. 3 knights.
ally neutralized the invader.
Alright. That was a little bit of a waste, but I was so sick of seeing those blockers. Ow, ow, don't die. Die.
Primeval, eat your life. Watch your back. Invader incoming. Portal's prime. Lock.
Move.
Allies invaded.
Biff that. Alright, run! No! I got killed by the deadly snuffer puff.
Invaders out. You'll get them next time.
Or will I?
Your light supercharged.
So they really goofed up the new player experience now. The free-to-play is very obtuse. So one of the things that they're fixing is the new player experience for Destiny 2. They did not make it easy for the free-to-play players. I mean, it's much easier for people like me who've played it all the way through and we pay for the content, but like, I'm really glad they made it free to play, but they needed so when you go back in, you got to go to the hangar and you have to go to Amanda Holiday, who sells ships and apparently gives you main quests. And you want to, if you're looking to play in chronological order, you will want to start with the Red War campaign. Then you will want to play the Osiris and Warmind campaigns. And then you have to buy Forsaken and Shadowkeep. But that might change after November 10th. Now we win. Now we win. Now we win. I Kamehameha that dude. Kamehameha. Alright, so I'm getting 2 points a match on this. I was at 392 before. Let's keep going. Let's get rid of the vow. I want that out of my quest slot. Oh, good. I'm glad that helps. Yeah. That's how you can play through the free-to-play story content, and it's short enough that you should be able to play through all of it before it goes away in November. It's everything right before they kill off Nathan Fillion. That you have to pay for. But to be honest, I'm actually not mad about the new rotating weapons and equipment systems that they're putting into effect. I understand the technological limitations, which is the main reason they're doing the Destiny content vault. They did promise one ever-evolving world. It was a little bit of arrogance on our part to think that that meant it was just going to be one game that kept getting bigger, which is kind of what they promised us, but the tech's just not there. Like, the game's 115 gigs right now, and they're about to add an expansion to it. Like, they had to make the game smaller and take things out. Also because most of us aren't playing the old content. We always want the new activities. So they're rotating things out and putting things in, and they're sunsetting weapons now, meaning that like weapons eventually age out. So like magic cards, now the little markers here matter because it's what season they're from. So like this is from Season of the Drifter. It caps out at 1060, which if you were listening to me at all, that's the hard cap for this season. Which means next season, aka November 10th, expansion release, this weapon can't be raised any higher. It's stuck. It's stuck at the lowest. So that's useless. But this one can go up to 1360. So that's going to last me a few more seasons. And the exotic, super cool weapons, the gold weapons, they are not. There's no sunsetting for them. They're always in effect. Same with armor. So I actually don't hate that system, because Destiny's very much one of those games where, like, if you don't have the right weapon and you show up to a raid with strangers, they'll boo you. I mean, they're jerks for doing it, but, like, there's, like, if you don't have Gjallarhorn, which does not exist in Destiny 2, that was a Destiny 1 rocket launcher that if you didn't have, nobody would play with you. Exactly, Captain Manic. They have to keep putting out content. You pay for the season pass. And that's honestly why they're pushing the cosmetic store. The thing I like about Eververse, despite how pushy it is and how much cool-looking stuff is hidden behind a paywall, it is just cosmetic. There's nothing, literally nothing that affects gameplay hidden behind a second paywall. The only thing you ever have to pay for gameplay-wise is access to the new expansions. So, you know, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. They're trying. Bungie's trying. They're trying to, like, be a corporation, but also, like, respect their players at the same time, which I respect. They've made great strides forward in their community outreach. They used to be really, really bad about communicating anything with the players, but they're very, very good now. Multiple updates every week. The community and the devs, they're all really active on Twitter. You can talk to them and they'll respond. I will give credit where credit's due there. They're pretty dang good with that. Come on. Am I the only one here that cares about perimeters? That was a Venture Brothers quote. I was not just channeling dead crazy people. Also a Venture Brothers quote. Get effed. Oh, come on! Don't kill me, 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 don't kill me. He didn't kill me. He's mad. He wanted to. But you missed your opportunity. You killed me, but it didn't matter now. The perimeter's line? The perimeter line was... Good night, Captain Manic. Thanks for watching, bud. And enjoy Destiny. It is crack.
Your invader's back with 3 guardians down.
Well, I was quoting Venture Brothers a bunch. Oh, well, that was probably a riff on The Big Lebowski. The Venture Brothers love their pop culture references, so I wouldn't put it past them. Am I the only one who gives a fuck about the rules? Gotta abide, man. You gotta abide.
Your allies down, but they managed to kill.
The dude abides.
Hostiles incoming at
The older I get, the more I understand the dude. And the more I think he really did. He was living the American fucking dream. And all he wanted was a rug that kept the room together. Where's the money, Lebowski? What money? Do I look like I have any money? Where's the money, Lebowski?
You're being invaded. Find them before they find you.
And then friggin' Sam Elliott cowboy narrating this movie for no reason. I'm pretty sure it was almost like Trailer Park Boys level comical about how much he had White Russians in his hand. You know, like that. I only watched a little bit of Trailer Park Boys, but that one dude that, like, the character physically cannot be seen not holding a bottle of, like, a glass of whiskey. Lebowski was basically that also. I mean, life's pretty good when you're Lebowski, man. Life's pretty good.
Hostile incoming at the depot. Your allies invading the other side. Your invader is down. Pulling them.
Alright, that's good enough. I'm excited for tomorrow. I can confirm we're definitely playing tomorrow. I've been given a spreadsheet that I must keep track of my hackers' expenses because Cyberpunk loves math.
Ready. Grab your gun.
Yes, Flea was in that movie. He was a member of the German porn stars crew.
Bang, you get a primey.
He was with the Germans.
Your allies invaded.
Flea is awesome. I love that guy. The Red Hot Chili Peppers in general, they're pretty cool.
Summon a primey.
For like old guys now. If I'm old, they're really old. They're like legitimately old people now.
Your allies back with 3 Guardians down. Glad they're on your side. You're nearly there.
Someone give me a moat.
That primeval.
Oh my god. I'm getting the boss up. These people. Okay, now we're fighting the boss. Everybody good? We're all good now? Great.
Invader on the field. Careful. Invader down. Your allies hero. Portals up. Go take them out. Make that primeval eat your
In the face! In the face! In the face! In the face.
allies invading the other side.
I definitely just had like
Invader in.
my Predator moment where I'm Jesse Ventura with the minigun. Ah! Just blowing up the... That's what I feel like whenever I use that gun. This is my Jesse Ventura gun. Yeah, exactly. The toxic masculinity on display in the original Predator movie is comically fantastic. Like, they're all trying to prove how macho they are to each other, not realizing that they're all in love.
Make that primeval eat your life. Portal's ready. Grab your gun.
I love Predator, for the record. I talk a lot of trash, but these are all, like, movies I really like.
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
I mean, acceptance, right? When Arnold looks at the Predator and says, "You are one ugly motherfucker," it wasn't disparaging, it was accepting. He brought him in and then impaled him on a trap he constructed very quickly. Like, he pulled off some Wile E. Coyote Looney Tunes crap in the finale of that movie with very little prep time. And I feel like that speaks to the intelligence of Dutch. Right? Really, Predator was an inspiration for Brokeback Mountain, but they don't talk about it much.
All right. Feed your light to that primeval.
Little known Hollywood fact.
Brother, you've got some moves. Portal's up.
Predator is the sci-fi version of Brokeback Mountain. You can quote me on that.
Gambit's been leading to this. Payouts today.
Don't quote me on that.
To the Drifter
Don't quote me on that. All right, so 2 more rounds of Gambit, and this thing will be out of my life. Loot. I'm probably gonna hit season pass level 200 before the season ends. That's pretty cool. There's only 100 ranks worth of loot in the season pass. Then, like, every like bunch of levels, they give you one of these things which has stuff from the Eververse. It's just cosmetics, which is nice. So, like, but it's not cosmetics from this season. It's cosmetics from older seasons. So that's how they don't piss off players that don't want to buy it. They're like, you'll get it just later. All you're doing is paying for it now. And then you'll get cosmetic engrams later. That's definitely the way they handle things. But some people need their glowy armor, and they need it now. And those some people are me. So what are you? 60 versus 60. Oh, well. You're not as good. Goodbye. I didn't like the stat spread on that one. And I can get into the math later. Don't care how. It's very funny that you dropped that Willy Wonka thing. I was availing myself of the joys of HBO Max, and they have a show I used to watch when I was in high school, which apparently is still making episodes, Robot Chicken. And it's really weird because the new seasons are talking about like recent stuff. So they did a sketch that was making fun of Willy Wonka, and they made fun of the Don't Care How, I Want It Now, but instead of Veruca Salt after the goose and her dad being like, no, 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 it was Trump, and Pence was the dad being like, you can't have that. And if you haven't seen the Donald Trump Robot Chicken sketch, it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. I was dying. And it's really sad because they made it in like 2018, so it was at the beginning of his presidency, and just how much of it they nailed, like regarding what type of shenanigans our great orange leader will try and pull. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My god.
Hostiles at the trees.
If you're a Trump supporter, you're welcome on my stream, but I am gonna ask you why. That's all. I just want that said for the record, because I know I'm in New York living in liberal Babylon, but I don't hate everyone. I'm actually kind of the opposite of that. I just want Star Trek. Can we get to the part where we're Star Trek? And not like the really horny one from the 60s, the awkward one from the 80s where dudes wore skirts. Watch season 1 of Next Gen sometime. They got background dudes walking around in skirts. They were progressive. No mention it. And then they got rid of the skirts. I mean, altogether. Because everybody just wore pants.
Invaders off the field.
Which, from a practical standpoint on a spaceship, makes sense. But at the same time...
Target is on the field. Hunt it down. Put some rounds.
Yes. Elon Musk actually doing the Neuralink. Yes, the singularity will come. I just hope that when human consciousness merges, we don't hate ourselves.
You're being invaded. Find them before they find you.
Oh, the replicator. Easily the best part. It doesn't just make food, it makes everything. It's like... Oh man, you know what I could really go for? Like a warm pair of underwear, like just out of the dryer. Replicator, give me a pair of underwear. My size, 86 degrees. I would use it. I'd get a fresh pair of warm underwear every day. Insight into my life. But yeah. Also, like, it destroys all the dishes at the end. Like, you put your replicated dishes in there and you're like, Alright, bleep bloop, disintegrate it, and it goes away. You don't have to do dishes anymore. Do you know how many household arguments that would solve? That's how world peace happens. I feel like most wars are started by somebody not doing enough of the dishes. That's how the Middle East started. No. See, it's got to be replicators and then, like, moral responsibility. If it's just replicators and capitalism, then yes, we will become Wall-E. But if we quote-unquote move past money, like they did in Star Trek, which again, I wonder how, like, Paramount and CBS does the mental hula hoops of being a corporation that needs to make money off of a franchise that's about a future without money. Except there is money, but the Federation doesn't use it. Like, the government has money, and people don't. Deep Space Nine was all about Latinum. And then the latest Picard show made it all very confusing, because Picard was, like, paying for stuff, and I'm like, with what money? Are you just giving people wine? He had a vineyard. That's all he could do, is just like, here's booze. And why? And how does society work? Why does he get to have a vineyard, and then, like, other people gotta live in, like, trailer parks and shit? If everything's... Like, how does this... There's a lot of loopholes that gotta get figured out in Star Trek. I'm not saying, like... Yeah, the Texan businessman is like, oh, not the Texan businessman. The Texas guy was a country singer, and he had a great time. No, there was, like, the stockbroker or whatever who's like, what do you mean? You gotta call my investment firm. They're like, yeah, your investment firm hasn't existed for hundreds of years. That one was great. Or, like, how about the Deep Space Nine two-parter where they go to the early 21st century, like, around the year 2020, and people are running out of work and can't afford health care and are living in, undesirables are living in detention centers. That's crazy sci-fi, man. That stuff just, like, doesn't happen in real life. Real 2020 is way better. I wrote an article about it. I'm gonna self-promote. If you go to my shit on CBR, it was like a while ago. I wrote an article called Star Trek: The 21st Century. It was pretty scary there too, and it's about that. Real 2020 is way worse than every film version of 2020 I was ever promised. We got gypped. We got all the wrong parts of our cool dystopian sci-fi future. But god damn it, I have a mohawk now, so that's all that matters. For the record, my mother still doesn't know. I have not posted pictures on social media of my transformation to a mohawked version of myself, and she doesn't watch any of these streams. I'm not even really sure she knows that I do this, or really what it means. I think I've told her that I'm doing it, but she didn't like it when I just had the shaved head, which I did because of COVID. If you look at older pictures of me, I used to have like a skin fade. But now I don't pay for barbers. I do my own hair. With the help of my girlfriend. And, yes, we did win. I think because everybody dropped out of the enemy team. Yeah, the enemy team just dropped out. We won by default. Um, right. It's also a.
No kills on either side.
I was looking up Mohawk because I get oddly self-conscious. I don't know if it's oddly self-conscious, but I get pretty self-conscious about appropriation. So, obviously, Mohawks immediately as an American, Native Americans come to mind, and I didn't want to appropriate. I didn't want to get in trouble. But of course, it's also associated with the punk movement, which is counterculture and rebellion, which is what I am all about. And so that was what I wanted, and I went. And the internet consensus is, it's cool to have a Mohawk. Ooh, Pat is here. Let's join Pat and get into a channel Pat's in. But I can have a Mohawk, so that's cool. Sorry, people, you gotta go stare at this. There you are. Greetings. Can we do Gambit or Crucible? Cause I'm like one thing away from getting Ariana's Vow Catalyst out of my frickin' inventory.
Sure.
Sweet. How was D&D?
Oh, that's good. That's not bad.
Are you still doing Dungeons of the Mad Mage?
Yeah, we've come up to the surface for a breath of fresh air finally,
Oh wow.
which is nice. So we'll be diving in and out for a bit. Who knows how it goes? Man, I think I'm gonna end up turning over my entire PC twice before you upgrade yours once.
Meanwhile, I'm still running like a champ.
Yeah, what are you? Do you know what your parts are? Do you know what you have in that thing? You gotta send me the piece list for that thing.
Look, the mother
I'm
box
so
is a
curious.
tank.
I'm so curious what you're actually running in there.
I've got solid state hard drives. I've got quad core i7. I've got 32 gigs of RAM in there.
You got a quad core i7? Is that true?
Yeah. I got one. It was early. It was like they just came out when I built them. It was.
Yeah, I'm really curious. You should send me.
I have,
really
like,
want to just see what you're. Because
old-
I know it runs. I'm not making fun of your thing. I'm just saying I like.
no,
'cause
it's
I
it's an old
upgraded-
computer.
I upgraded mine about a year before we moved in together. And
Right,
then-
and I built mine about
You
a
know-
year before we moved in together.
and that was in preparation for VR. And then since then, I have upgraded almost everything except for the GPU.
So this rig can't do VR. It still
No,
can't
I know
do.
it can't do
VR, but it can do a lot. It can do a lot. So
Yeah, so like I upgraded everything except for the GPU during the VR stuff, and then I think I'm gonna upgrade the VR card again because mine is a little bit below spec for Star Wars Squadrons. And I want
yeah, so I need a new GPU. Really, the only thing
Well,
I
for-
need to replace is the GPU, and get maybe some new hard drives in there. If I was doing it super cheapskate.
I did a storage update during quarantine because
Well, yeah, my hard I have solid state, but it's
you're
a
fine.
it's a terabyte RAID 0, so it's like.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Hey,
Storage.
Oh yeah, it's plenty, and I've got other hard drives too. I have so
Yeah.
much. I've got so much, but they're old. All my
No,
other hard
yeah,
drives are old, spinny ones, and they take every once in a while. They take a second. They're like they have Alzheimer's. They're like, oh, what?
Yeah, I've got a terabyte of old hard drive space, and then
out here, snitch.
and then I got a terabyte of solid state during quarantine because I needed to run all my work programs at home. So I needed
Right,
to
but you're
install-
going back to work though, not to delve too much into your personal life.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
I am
back
due for an
tomorrow.
upgrade. You're going back to work tomorrow. Oh boy.
I'm 2 days a week, so
I mean, what are you gonna do in the shop? Are there gonna be students there working?
yep,
Wow.
we're NYU campus is mixed, so
Fair enough.
until it isn't. It's mixed until we're remote. So You know.
And yeah, Juan, it is time for me to upgrade. It's been time for me to upgrade for a long time. But I had a bunch of money, and I basically floated and lived off of it because I was dealing with a bunch of mental health stuff, which was important. And now I don't have that money anymore. I'm good, so it was worth it. Money well spent. But, like, I don't have the money to build a new computer. I gotta go work. I gotta write a lot of articles for CBR. I gotta maybe hit affiliate one day here, and then I can start doing subscriptions, and any proceeds made here would go entirely to building a better rig for streaming.
Well, like,
I wouldn't like.
honestly, there's no.
I wouldn't buy
crazy
Cheetos.
rush, because the thing is, what I've discovered in like my price checking the last 2 days or so is that
Well, they just
all the current gen graphics cards got bought up not only by Bitcoin miners before this, but also now everybody.
Yeah, but
stuck
also
from
they
quarantine.
not just but they're about to be outdated. Like Nvidia just demoed the 3090 series rather.
There's mixed. I mean, trying to plan your upgrade time around release schedules is a Sisyphean and pointless effort.
Oh yeah.
That is a crazy.
Look, this is what I tell everyone who builds a computer. Your computer's outdated the second you bought the pieces.
Right. So, the only reason. So what I'm thinking is, I think I am gonna wait for the
90, I think, is the best one.
No, I'm not getting. I'm not spending $1,500 on a GPU. Good lord, no. Listen. I'm a fucking school teacher, basically. No, I'm looking at the cheapest model. But the thing is that the cheapest model of the 30 series is currently cheaper than the 2070.
Oh wow.
Because I was like, oh, I'll probably just get a 2070 and I'll be fine. That'll do everything that I need it to do.
But if you get the 3060, it'll do ray tracing and all that other cool stuff.
Yeah, the cheapest version of the 30 series is like $50 cheaper than the 20 series cards that I'm currently looking at. So I'm like, well, then I might as well just wait for the pre-orders or whatever to launch.
Yeah.
And just pick up that, because this is.
I mean, that might honestly be the first part I upgrade, because I wanna stream Cyberpunk 2077 when it comes out, and if I want any chance, I feel like that's the game that'll break this computer.
That's the thing, is between Cyberpunk and Star Wars, it looks like I am actually going to need an improvement.
Yeah, I know, like, I'm cool now, but the second Cyberpunk comes out, that ain't gonna work. Welcome to the chat room. Why is it telling me welcome to the chat room? Did I get booted from my own chat room for a second? That's weird.
Twitch?
OBS is showing me weird
OBS.
stuff. Yeah, it's an OBS thing. Well, Streamlabs, technically, but it's OBS.
Yeah, it's OBS with a better skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that I could get a next-gen card for cheaper
Than a
current
current
one.
gen, yeah.
For like a thing that's been out. But it's just because everybody bought them up in quarantine and Bitcoin miners, and they're just like.
Bitcoin miners made things terrible for hardcore gamers. I hope you're listening, Bitcoin miners. How are people like me supposed to get mad loots if you're busy trying to get mad loots?
Yeah, that was a shot. Yeah. I was gonna say something I can't remember. Oh yeah, that and like I can't actually find a card model I want. It's like everywhere I'm looking, cards with 3 fans are totally sold out. So you can only get a 2-fan card in the 20 series, from what I can.
You need
find.
that. You need the more fans, the better. Even EVGA, it's sold out. They usually have good stuff.
I mean, you can find cards. Don't get me wrong, but like they're either crazy expensive, or you know, like back ordered until like late September or something, and I'm like, well, again, at that point, like if
At
I'm
that
waiting
point,
long
just
anyway,
just get the new thing.
if I have to wait as long as I have to wait to for the 30 series, and it's going to be the same price if not cheaper, why would I not just get the new one?
Buy a desk fan, point at your motherboard. We've all been there at one point in our lives, and none of us want to be there again. I did enough of crap like that in college.
Hey, your team has enough to pull a primey. Portal's ready. Go say hello. Incoming hostiles at the ring. You're nearly there. Feel the bet. Get that primeval up.
I hate the way he bosses me around.
Not out of this yet.
Who?
Feel that primeval.
The Drifter.
Drifter? See what he says.
I
Allies headed to
I trash on him all the time on this stream because he deserves
See
it.
what he says. Yeah, but he's not wrong. I mean, he sucks, but he's not wrong.
Yeah, I've said that, but he's still the creepiest character in Destiny. Like, if I had kids, I'd never leave them with good old Uncle Drifter. Like, oh boy. Hell no.
that primeval eat your life. Vader inbound.
Yeah, just do what he says.
And he's totally gonna make Eris turn on us, and I'm not happy about that.
Ow. Ow, please shoot him.
Ow.
God damn it.
I was.
My ally bumped me into the grenade and then died to him. That might have been you.
Your ally neutralized the invasion.
Let's see what it was.
Well, we're definitely not winning this round, but that's okay.
Portal's ready.
We just need to complete it, right?
Yeah, it's just completions. I finished Symmetry earlier, beginning of this stream. It's so nice. The only exotic quest I gotta worry about getting done before the reset is I gotta do the last word.
Yeah. That quest is a nightmare.
I know. I've gotten as far as the second phase of the boss, and I can't get past having to duel 2 people.
Well, there's 3 phases to that boss.
I know. I'm aware. That's why I haven't touched it. That's why I played all of Shadowkeep and basically all of this year and left the last word in my inventory.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Hey, it
As
finished.
somebody who did it on a controller.
Yeah, you play PC with controller because you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm playing with a controller now.
I know,
It's
you're
got a cool way to
crazy.
play. Listen, I'm here for comfort.
I'm catching up to you, Pat. I'm getting 1059 pinnacles now.
I mean, knowing my luck, you're all gonna hit full 1060 before I do.
Are you not full 1060 yet?
No, I have not dropped the pinnacle heavy gear yet.
Oh my god.
It is,
I've been
and this
telling
is my
people
fourth-
about the no bad luck protection. That is a prime
my-
example.
This is my 4th week without dropping.
Oh, that's
pinnacle,
bad. I hit-
heavy slot.
I'm
It is the only thing that I'm missing, and
I'm-
because of it, every piece of gear I drop drops at 1059, and so basically
I
everything
understand.
crashed.
I understand. I had this beginning of this stream, I had a backlog of like 20 engrams because I was at 1050. You know, you use dim, it tells you like how close you are to getting to the next level. So I was at 1057 and 7/8, and all of my stuff decrypted at 1057, and I needed 1 pinnacle in a gear slot. I think it was Boots today that did it. And now all my stuff can decrypt at 1058, which helped me even things out.
Yeah, I'm 1059 and 7/8.
Oh god, that's so frustrating.
And I have been stuck here for, like I said, this is the 4th week.
I live here now. Oh, I don't have space for it. Okay, whatever.
It's my pinnacle from Drifter.
Oh, I gotta go talk to Banshee and get rid of... Yeah, buddy, let's do it.
It was gloves.
Everyone here. The moment we've been waiting for. This is a historic session. I got rid of symmetry. And I get the F out of my life, Ariana's Vow.
I like your ass.
It's a good gun, but I just didn't... I don't like being forced to use weapons.
I like doing catalysts.
I like doing catalysts for the guns I like. How's that sound?
I guess that's kind of fair. The Fighting Lion was a special. I spent a lot of time in the college Fighting Lion.
Alright. Gnawing Hunger at 10:59, and now I get to pull out another fun weapon. See, I had like 2 inventory slots that were just eaten up. What do I want to grab? This is exciting. I have Trinity Ghoul, Jotun, and Ruinous Effigy on me. I feel like that's a really good spread. I'm working on the Sunspot Catalyst.
Sunspot's fun.
Yeah, I'll keep Sunspot on me. There you go. So technically my stream is on for about another 45 minutes. I need to take a quick bio break.
What do you want to hit when you get back?
Yeah.
No,
what do I want to do? I'm really open, man. I did my weeklies for... Oh, I could do strikes. I haven't done my Vanguard Strike Pinnacle yet.
Okay.
We could do that. Alright. Be right back, people. Alright, and I'm back. Pat, you there? Or are you AFK?
I'll launch this into
Oh yeah, do your thing.
thing.
Launch us into the thing with the thing. What's the Singe this week?
I think it was solar. It is solar.
It is solar. That works for me. Perfect excuse to use Sunspot. And I'll do fixed odds. It's crazy that all the non-exotic machine guns, with the exception of one, are being sunset.
Yeah.
And I'm a little disappointed about it because it is my favorite heavy weapon type. I mean, I'm positive there are going to be new ones in Beyond Light, but
Sure.
I got to go earn them.
Yeah.
Look at you with your giant yellow flat duck bill spaceship.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide. I'm actually looking at my Death Adders for the first time and trying to decide if I actually like any of them.
I have one decent Death Adder roll.
Hey, it's the chosen one and his ghost. Still trying to save the universe.
The thing is, I only ever really
Just
liked
the way
Recluse because of the
escape
perks, not
prisoners
because of the...
destabilizing the region.
The feel.
Well, don't let
Yeah.
me stop you. You want to kill
I know people got super good with it, which is why they want a good...
I liked Recluse a lot. I'll be honest, I'm actually enjoying my Gnawing Hunger more.
Oh, well, yeah, it's similar range.
Yeah, Gnawing Hunger is tremendous right now.
I thought Barracks took off.
That's the warden's servitor that went insane soon as Barracks left the building. Must have some codependency issues. It's running the whole facility on a subroutine it calls Challenge of the Elders.
The only way to go deep was past this prisoner transport. They tried to shut down the rail system to get us a clear path out. The warden's servitor cut me off. Watch for oncoming transports.
For those who haven't seen this strike before, this is like actually one of the coolest strikes in the game. Certainly their most elaborate mechanically.
I don't know if it's elaborate mechanically.
It does the capture points, it does all these different like gameplay styles.
Yeah, but the...
Well, would you say the Corrupted is harder? What would you say is the hardest one?
Yeah. The Corrupted is way harder. Nobody ever knows to throw the orbs, and...
Yeah, I was having some aim issues with those orbs earlier today.
Aim? They track!
I know! I kept being like, how is this happening? I just flew right over Sadia, like it was nothing.
Yeah, this one you mostly just gotta avoid trains. Oh, yep.
Oh, God! Yeah.
Like I said, trains.
Oh, oh, no! Ah! Comical death noises.
Why did I explode? Why am I in the floor?
Why did I explode? Why am I in the floor? Who am I?
I landed my bike upside down and I think I clipped out of the map and then the game killed me.
I had a loading problem with the Nightfall where they, I died on the 3 island section part, and it kept spawning me back where you had to jump down the pit and get through the portal without getting hit by the darkness orbs. And it was so far away from the platform, I was automatically being given the turn back and auto died, and I was caught in a loop of rezzing and auto dying until it pulled me to the last stage of the boss fight. It was frustrating. And recorded for all time, Bungie. I like threatening a company that's totally unaware of my existence.
Certainly not.
Oh yeah, they got no clue.
Star Wars Squadron looks good though. I want that game to come out.
Guardian. Kill or be killed.
Yeah, that game is. I killed that dude too fast. I had more fire swords I could have thrown.
There's more guys up here.
Cabal
Dude, Shadebinder looks awesome.
is on the watch.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the other classes can do. I fear that that class is going to be mostly useless.
What, you think Stasis is not going to be good endgame wise?
For Warlocks? No, I don't think so. It'll probably be more interesting and fun to use, but because its ability relies on your ability to shatter frozen enemies, like, the thing is, there's no way they're going to give you the ability to shatter yellow bar enemies.
They might, but the shatter won't kill them and give them extended damage. Like, it's like getting hit by a power weapon.
Yeah, I don't think it has. The way that it reads right now, it's like when an enemy is frozen, you can blast your staff and shatter them, and I don't think that you can freeze yellow bars, and I don't think you can shatter them, is my guess. They historically just don't give you a way to take those kind of enemies out of the fight. It just doesn't seem likely to me. I mean, I could be wrong. That'd be interesting. It would make the game very fast-paced, but I think
it's gonna. I don't think they would put all this work into it and make it ineffective.
You're talking about Bungie. They do this all the time. They make
Shush.
stuff that's ineffective
Let me
or way
dream.
over-effective.
Let me dream. You're a bad person who likes to shatter my dreams with reality.
Quite frankly, my guess is that once again, the Titan Super is going to be by far the most useful super. Because it has an area of effect blast. It gives you damage reduction over time. It gives you something crazy, like 60% damage reduction, and it's a mobile super, so it has both PvP and PvE use. I think it's gonna have way crazier PvP use because
I think the Warlock thing's gonna be good in PvP. I think
it's gonna be exactly like Tickle Fingers, dude. It's gonna be Tickle Fingers 2.0. You can just mash the heck out of red bars, but I don't know what.
What are you talking about? I crush with Tickle Fingers in PvP.
Yeah, but it is not considered the best PvP by far.
I don't care about the meta.
I mean, the meta doesn't care about you either. It just chews you up and spits you back out. Dude, you named your stream Destined to fail for a reason. I love you, but like, Tickle Fingers is not it.
Tickle Fingers is rad, and it's not called Tickle Fingers.
Rad.
It's called a Papa Palpatine time.
It could be rad until the end of time, but doesn't make it good.
It is good because it's rad, and that is what you don't understand. That's why you're not on the Cyberpunk stream, because you don't understand style over substance.
Well,
It's all about looking cool. Effectiveness comes second. Well, does it really though?
Yeah, no. Anyway, the Titan Super looks extremely good to me. I have a lot of questions about the way the Warlock one functions that make me think it's not going to be
just the visuals of having an ice staff is very cool.
Yeah, it's going to look very cool. The Hunter one, I'm also...
Well, the Hunters are the ones that get to build platforms, right?
No, it looks like everybody can build platforms.
That is exciting. That looks like one of the coolest gameplay changes.
It looks like there's going to be 3 grenades and all the classes are going to have access to them, is my guess. But I mean, it's just a guess, but that's my guess.
Oh, I found out, I read on Kotaku that initially the old 3 will not
Yeah, they're not going to have artifacts.
but they are testing it. It is a thing they are considering.
It seemed like a thing that they could open up in the beginning, but like just 3 new supers with access to an unknown number of artifacts is already so many variables they need to test for. There was no way they were going to introduce that just yet.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for them to add later, but
it's another one of those, like, why does Destiny have 2 menu screens? Like, why do the supers work differently? Why don't the classes just work like classes? There's a uniformity I wish that the game would have, that it doesn't. Oh no, the strike is over.
Yeah, but no, the hunter super I have a lot of questions about, because if it looks like it could be a debuff super that also does damage, which is what I have desperately been wanting.
Well, I mean, because then it would be something that is more useful than Shadow Shot and would make you feel like more of a badass. I'm just glad that nothing that the Warlock thing wasn't resurrection related. I know the power to res yourself is awesome, but
it was never gonna be. It was too powerful. That's why they removed it from the game.
I hated it. I don't care if it was too powerful. It was too powerful from a meta perspective, but you felt like if the power fantasy is there, and the whole point is the power fantasy, that was the worst super in the game. Because you would charge your super and have it.
I disagree on this, because I did also play Warlock in Destiny 1, you forget, and I loved Tlaloc and that super. Tlaloc was so good, dude.
I fucking hated that super. When they introduced Dawnblade,
so worth it.
When they introduced Dawnblade, I couldn't have been happier. And then Well of Radiance to me was the best answer they could have given to making Warlocks the healing class.
I mean, Well of Radiance is better than Revive because it affects your priority.
Right. And it's more fun to do, because when I slap it down, it's exciting. I still get to shoot and fight. And I'm not having an entire raid group yelling at me, "Res, res, res!" Like...
No, you're having an entire raid group yell at you, "Where's my rift?"
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've been messing around with Void more recently, and I forgot how much I liked it. Before Vanilla D1, I was a Void guy, because you didn't have all 3 elements in the beginning. You remember those days?
One of the a thing that I sometimes forget, because I've never played Warlock in D2, is that Nova Bomb, I think it's Slova Bomb, can crack a Titan bubble.
Oh yeah! Nova Bombs are brutal.
It's the only thing in the game that I know of that can actually one-hit crack a Titan bubble.
Nova Bomb is the single biggest damage dealer in the game. I mean, it fits the Warlock glass cannon thing.
I wonder if that's true. I don't know what the numbers actually work out to.
It feels like it. It certainly feels like it. I put Hammers close behind it. Hammers is pretty brutal. And Golden Gun.
Just talking about supers. I mean, because the thing is, it's hard to just talk about supers because exotics have such a play on it.
It's true.
Golden Gun with and without my mask.
So Celestial Nighthawk, right?
Golden Gun without Celestial is a fun toy. With Celestial, it's a boss melter.
Right. I actually was playing my alts a little bit. I do keep them, like, relatively up to date. I have actually most of the Hunter exotics and most of the Titan exotics. The only thing I don't have is the stuff that you can't earn from engrams, which is like 1 or 2 armor pieces per class.
I don't play alts. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, Nate, he plays all three characters like Ted.
Yeah, a couple of our people do.
I was talking earlier about how, like, I don't know how those people are alive. Because you and I are very similar. You main your hunter, and I main my warlock, and, like, I have alts, but I don't really use them that much.
I started a Titan because I wanted to try it, and then I never touched it again until I realized that I needed another character so I could have more than one chance to open exotic chests a week.
Yep.
And so I have a Titan who the only thing he has ever done is run the Sparrow race.
That's funny.
So he's fully kitted in Scourge of the Past armor and nothing else.
Arc inducted away from that machine.
Please care about those.
Yeah, little shot like it him. Fine.
Splody times. Love Sunshot. It's one of the still good hand cannons.
Oh no, there's a good number of useful hand cannons.
Oh, well, they're all exotic, though.
No, Offspringer, Dire Promise, there's a couple others.
Well, Ostringer's gonna be sunset real soon, though.
Well, yeah.
Dire Promise is good, though. Long run. I think I have a good roll of it. I feel like this room is taking a lot longer than it usually does.
No, it always takes this long. People hate this strike because of how long it is.
I don't remember this being that many waves.
No, I assure you it always is.
Barrier down.
People
I'll
hate
trust
this
your
strike
memory
because of
over mine because
people hate this strike because of that room, and then because the boss has invulnerability phases.
Oh, he's okay. They'll say, we haven't seen any sign of Fallen tinkering with your ship.
Oh, exactly. They're still crawling around. They seem right at home.
Look, his ghost loves him.
Oh.
I'm looking at another set of Artemises. Don't worry, we'll find them.
Yeah, we're trying to decide if I want to upgrade like my mouse too.
well, I'm waiting. Supposedly, Razer's putting out a new edition of the left-handed Naga,
Right.
but it was supposed to come out this year, and 2020 turned out to be 2020.
Kate, unit is back.
Zabal's gonna be so mad you cut him out of this. Onward.
What bike do you have?
This is the exotic sparrow, the one from the.
Oh, from the Prophecy Dungeon?
No, that's not the prophecy one. That's from the Shit, we were just talking about it at the raid.
Oh, Scourge of the Past.
Scourge of the Past. It's just the best sparrow in the game. Even after they nerfed its exotic ability, but even without its exotic ability, it gets 7 boost charges, which is just crazy.
What?
Yeah,
Look at us.
I think most bikes
The
have like
first
4.
Earthlings to come here
I'm still. I don't care if it's not the absolute greatest. I still like my Mars one.
There's nothing left.
I worked really hard for it.
Been here for me.
The Anceris.
Ships were on the cutting edge. Big young bud.
Yeah, I mean,
Shut your module.
yeah, there's a couple of bikes that I put some actual effort into. That was definitely one of them.
It's still in it, and I got like it does instant respawn. It doesn't have instant recharge, but it has instant respawn.
Well, instant recharge is on the Ghost.
Right.
Instant respawn is on the bike.
So I don't have the ghost. I still got to get a ghost with that. Well, my ghosts are all guiding light, omni telemetry, which is
Yeah,
not
you need
useless, but
You need guiding light. whatever it is, bike assembler or whatever it's called.
Never gotten it once.
I have one that has both. You should have one that has both. Because
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
what's it called? The one from the Olympic Games or whatever.
That was the one season I didn't play.
Oh, that is a bummer. That is a very useful ghost.
That was the season after Season of Dawn and before Season of Arrivals, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
that's the one I skipped this year.
Yeah, I didn't get the. I was busy that week for some reason. I don't know what I was doing, but I didn't get the exotic weapon from it. But I made the point of getting the ghost because.
Yeah, I don't have the Fourth Horseman yet either because I missed out.
No, not the Fourth Horseman. There's a heavy machine gun that came from the Olympic event.
Oh man.
That gives you an overshield while you use it.
Ooh.
You turn into like one of the big Cabal guys.
Oh, like the Colossus? That's very, very cool.
Yeah, Alex uses it sometimes.
That punk. That New York City quitter.
Well,
I'm giving him shit. He had very valid economic reasons for leaving the city.
yeah, he didn't have a job. Because nobody has a job in theater.
Yeah. I'm amazed Romo's still hanging around.
Yeah. Romo always is working his ass off.
To his credit.
That man makes work.
Can't sneak up on us. All clear.
My systems have recovered. Have you found
Meanwhile, I have editors sitting there going, please, please, articles, more articles.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I guess.
No Golden Age ray guns?
No.
Well, that's okay, I guess. Well, come on back, Guardian. At least you got some loot.
All right, one more strike, and we get our pinnacle.
No, I already got my pinnacle. It's not, it wasn't what I needed.
Oh, God, that's so sad.
Man. The amount of times Deej from Bungie posts cool exotics that he drops pisses me off. He gets very good drops. Or he's been
I
on
like
streak with
following-
good drops.
DMG, he's always posting funny shit.
He dropped a 65 stat Actium War rig.
Get the hell out. I mean, I did drop a 65 stat Transversive Steps, and it is my single favorite exotic armor piece in the game. Run fast shiny boots that reload my guns. Like, I actively have to program my brain to remember to reload when I'm not wearing Transversive Steps. I'm like, oh right, I'm not wearing my I run and reload boots.
Sure. Man. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Cyberpunk still, but I don't know what it is. Star Wars Squadrons has gotten in my head like a brainworm.
I can tell you in 2 words. It's Star Wars. That's it. That's the secret ticket. And I mean, it's resurrecting. It hits all your buttons, Pat. It's a HOTAS using, VR using, space combat simulator with multiplayer and single player capabilities. Like, I'm pretty sure that's
where I get to sit in an X-wing.
Yeah. I feel like for you, that's nirvana. Like, that's achieving spiritual enlightenment.
It's like not even a question. I was like, oh, I might need to upgrade my graphics card.
For Cyberpunk, but now you're like, I have to.
Like, I wasn't even considering it for Cyberpunk. I was like, I looked at Squadrons and I was like, oh man, it might not do what I need it to do, so therefore I better get this in advance.
I hope it lives up to it. You're gonna be my guinea pig as usual.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, for me, it will. I mean, like, even if the game is terrible, I'll
Yeah,
get
but
something
you can
to
give me.
actually
You know how to
VR.
review games towards
Oh,
people's
yeah,
taste.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
can.
no. I'll tell you whether or not the game is actually worth buying. But, like, for me, it's like...
It's
I
already
wouldn't-
worth it. Yeah.
I don't need to have... Like, I don't even need to have to be able to fly this ship, so long as I can sit in an X-Wing in VR.
I understand. It's a similar sentiment, but I bought the third Bill and Ted movie before even seeing it. Like, I just bought it. I was like, it's Bill and Ted. It's gonna have Bill. It's gonna have Ted. I'm gonna watch it.
Detecting elevated
For the record, anybody who hasn't seen Bill and Ted Face the Music, go see it. It's really great.
Yeah, it's on my list of to-dos.
Oh man, they actually...
I
you
know,
can be a
it's-
TIE fighter pilot in Squadrons. They do both sides.
Yeah, they do do websites.
Yes, I have this one. I know what you're talking about. That fan-made anime Star Wars space fight was one of the coolest things I ever saw.
I'm not sure the B-Wing is in there yet, but they've got some of the weird ones. Like, they've got the U-Wing from the new...
I would love to fly a B-Wing, though. That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in there yet. I'm not sure.
Anti-aircraft vehicle? That'd be friggin' awesome.
It seems likely the Ghost is going to be in there because they've announced the Para is in there, and I feel like you can't put Para in the
so
game
excited!
and not let players fly the Ghost.
I'm
The
so
idea of
excited for
flying the
Harrison
Ghost
Dula to show up.
Cool.
They are doing such a good job of tying up the new continuity outside of the movies. And holy crap, you heard the surprise release date for Mando,
Oh yeah, no, I did see that actually.
October 30th. More Mandalorian, please and thank you. Goodbye.
Baby Yoda, done.
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda and Din Djarin.
Yeah. I mean,
Pedro
like,
Pascal is like the best.
Again, I'm there for Baby Yoda, but like also it does happen to be attached to a phenomenal Western movie that is currently or Western. TV
Right,
show.
yeah, no, it's the best sci-fi version of Lone Wolf and Cub I've ever seen in my life.
It's a weird thing with me where I'm like I'm there for this like dumb puppet and the rest of it could be terrible, but it also happens to be the fact that it is not. The rest of it is also incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I would be here just for this dumb
I would
puppet.
be watching it anyways for the stupid puppet, but the fact that it's a great show on top of having, I mean, Disney's psychic engineers must have figured out exactly what is the cutest possible configuration of creature.
You should watch the behind the scenes stuff about the designing of the puppet specifically. It's very good.
I
Because they
will,
did-
but I'm scared because I feel like they brought in like psychologists and shit.
I don't think they talk about that, but they do show like a lot of the concept work, and it's like they definitely went in the wrong direction a couple of times, and you can definitely see that. Like they talk about balancing the ugly versus the cute because it needed to be. It needs to be a terrible little monster, but also,
Well, the trick was get rid of the wrinkles.
yeah,
No
So then-
wrinkles, and he's fine.
the design process for that. Are we missing it? I'm dumb. I'm just like the design process on that looked really cool. I mean, that whole behind the scenes series they did was actually very interesting.
I love that stuff. I should check it out. I just watched
they
Doctor
just, like,
Sleep for the
water
first
out.
time.
It was fun. Am I dumb? Where's the third one?
Right? Are we stupid right now? What's happening?
Isn't he normally here? Yeah,
What's happening?
You come down through here. There's usually one in that hole,
Isn't
Down
there one?
here?
Is there one that way?
and then there's one up by where this guy is.
I see no
Somebody
growth.
Punch him out of the map. You just-
He auto-killed. I think he thinks that there's a problem also.
Yeah, just kill yourself.
How do I do that again?
I don't know. Use an
Uh,
explosive.
I'll stand
Or
here
just
and...
stand in the thing.
Yeah, I'll stand in here and die. I don't have the proper explosives on me at the moment, my friend.
Boy, it's taking me a long time to die.
Yeah. I'm a tough son of a bitch. I'm a warlock.
Oh man, when I was looking at mouses, I saw that they now make mouses with rumble in them, and I was like, what the
Nope.
hell?
Nope.
What a weird thing, right?
But like,
I couldn't decide if I would love it or hate it.
I don't know why Rumble became a thing in the beginning.
Oh, I like rumble.
I like it too, but I don't know why it became a thing.
Yeah, feedback.
I guess. I have a friend who actively hates it. He actively hates Rumble. And if he can't...
Rumble, then it's definitely moving in the right direction. I mean, like Rumble and the Nintendo controllers is pretty.
Oh yeah, no, it's getting pretty responsive.
I mean, like the fact that they can make the sensation of like marbles inside of it.
Well, I would say the one thing that the only thing that I feel like is a downside for playing Destiny on PC is you with mouse and keyboard, because you can't play with controller, is that you lose some of the tactile sensation of firing some of the guns. Like Jotun has this excellent, satisfying rumble as it's charging up, and I don't get that playing mouse and keyboard.
Ow. There we go. That was weird. Yeah, there was a mouse that I was looking at though that was like, it had rumble and it had like a weird display screen on the side of it. I don't know, it was interesting. I was like, I can't ever, I kind of like the rumble. I can't ever see myself looking at a display screen on a mouse.
Where is it located?
It's like above your right thumb. Or for you, your left thumb.
No, I would never use that. That's where my buttons are.
No, not where the buttons are, like in front of your left thumb. Like,
oh, I see. I see. I know what you're saying. That's weird. What information could possibly need to be stored there that you would need a display?
I mean, that was sort of my thing. Like, it seemed like the actual reason it was there was to provide like mouse settings. Like, you had a different configuration set up for buttons for different games or something. You could switch between it. I think that's what it actually did. But like, then on like the advertisement page, they were showing off like the ability to like display GIFs or have like your super is ready there. And I was like, I don't know that
I'm looking at the screen, man. I'm not looking at my thumb.
My screen does tell me when my super is ready.
Yeah.
I mean, that said, it also was like, you know, it rumbles when your super is ready or something a little bit.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm sure it would just rumble to when my controller rumbles to the game. But I don't know, it was interesting. It was just something I had not considered. Like I said, I don't hate the idea of the rumble. I don't need...
Yeah, I don't hate it either, but I'm not going to spend extra money on it.
I don't even know that I'm going to get a new mouse.
Hell, I don't even know if there's going to be a future.
Oh, yeah. I may actually get a new headset too, though, because I constantly accidentally mute myself with this one. Especially now, because where the HOTAS mounts on my chair are now snag the wire from my headset and like accidentally hit the button, and that's pretty frustrating.
That's not fun.
No, being in a raid and accidentally muting yourself is a real bummer.
You know what's also a bummer? Walking off a bridge. Just walking off it.
Oh, I'm out of bullets.
That's a problem there, champ. Kill him. Kill him dead. And bring me back. Thank you, sir.
Oh, he just like jumped over them all. Look at this smart guy.
So I think after this strike, I'm gonna wrap up my stream. I'm letting the people watching know. That should end us roughly where I planned on being. And then tomorrow night, you people, I host Greg's channel on here. So you can come here, but I mean, I would just go to Greg's channel and watch me play Cyberpunk.
Oh, the RPG.
Yeah. Cyberpunk
Yeah, you're
Red.
doing the new.
We're doing the new edition. It's cool. We got an advanced version of it and NDAs, and I'm like legally on the line about talking about things. It's crazy. And Greg didn't believe me that net running was complicated, and then the second we got to net running for the first time, he's like, "Oh man, net running's the whole thing."
Yeah, man.
I was like, "Yeah, dude."
Put the whole thing in the video game, and it does all of it for you.
And I told Greg, I told the other players, I was like, none of you want to play the Netrunner. I promise you. And I'm thankfully, mercifully, none of them chose it. And I knew Greg wouldn't feel like it would be a Cyberpunk game without a hacker in it, because we love Neuromancer, and the main character of that is the Netrunner. And so, like, I had to be the Netrunner. I knew it. Much like I knew I had to be the spellcaster in when we were playing D&D, because most of those other players were new to 5th edition. So imagine them doing magic.
Yeah, magic for new players is more than they actually want to try.
Yeah. I usually take
Just give
new
them
players
that
in fighter directions.
Accessible.
Alrighty, so stream-wise, I think we're going to wrap it up right here. I want to thank everybody who showed up to watch me play Destiny terribly. Pat, thanks for hopping on after D&D. I got Cyberpunk tomorrow. I may play other stuff later this week. I will try to schedule it, but you may get more surprise stuff from me. Yeah, have a good night. See you, folks. Take it easy.